Should I get started, right? Or, okay. Okay, cool. The title says I'm introducing Metapolator, and at the same time I'm kind of introducing the next thing I'm doing, which is closely related, but it's actually not only Metapolator. But and I have to rush because I have to tell a lot. So I'll show you the current state of Metapolator. It did not change since we showed it first, this state in TypOLabs in Berlin this year. So, but just see what it can do. What we do with Metapolator is we start with one master, and can then. So on the right side you can see the four masters. I just duplicated the first master, and then you can modify this one master to create different looking masters. Basically, it's different masters. They are just transformed on the way. So in this case, I made it condensed and bold, and this one is going to be wide. Very wide in this case. Yeah, you can break stuff. We don't think that it's a good idea to cripple your tool to not break anything or so. So if you are interested in that, no problem. Then from this single master start that you had in the first panel, you can actually start to interpolate, which is going to happen in 1 second. So these are the four masters that are created, and here this is the mix panel, and there you can start to create your instances that you want to export. Just going to let it run a bit. So we have a lot of product vision in Metapolator. Peter Sicking, our interaction designer, made a great job in defining a lot of stuff. And this is really just a small thing of what Metapolator should be in the end. This is the specimen panel. It's designed so that you can check how your font looks as a text while you create it. So this is live speed on this computer when I'm running it to do rendering of these glyphs. So you can just interpolate. This is, yeah, it's not incredibly fast, but it's doing its job, right? And then in the end, you can export the fonts. This is the current state that we have. And had actually in March, I think, or May. And I pretty much, this is interesting. Good. I pretty much at that point stopped more or less to put time into Metapolator. Instead, I started a new project, which is called Atem, Tooling Expressive Models. And I'm going to actually talk about the project, because this project will also define how Metapolator will turn out in the future, and if we can do it. So the problem is, like as I said, Peter Sicking has made a great user interaction design and has a great vision for Metapolator, but I'm the only one who's implementing the backend logic and all this stuff, and this is kind of, well, it's a lot to do, yeah. And the other thing is that the technology I made for Metapolator has a much more potential than what we are actually doing in Metapolator and what we are creating. So what I needed was, well, to have room to build this technology without being too concerned with how the Metapolator product is going to be. And there I put there a link of, this was recently published, this blog post, why a product is not a project. Project, he argues, you can read that, I'm not going to read it to you completely, but in this, it fits really good to Metapolator versus Atem. So the project is about innovation and being free to invent stuff. I'm opening doors with my project, and the product is more or less to choose through which doors to go and to cut basically down the project to something you can ship to users and stuff like that. And Atem is that project that I basically started since half a year ago. And there are some ideas what Atem should be once it's up and running. So at the moment I'm still alone actually with implementing all the stuff. So we have a lot of interesting code there, and the tools that we build or that we are going to build are designed to support this kind of people going crazy with new ideas. Sometimes we say we make power tools for creative minds. So this is the idea for this. Then Metapolator and Atem is free software, free as in free speech, not as in free beer. And this enables us to really like make change happen, or possible at least where it is needed. This is kind of a big reason why I'm doing this stuff. Then we have the idea that we can make gradually more advanced access to the internals of the software possible, so that people can really learn how it works and really grow with it. And this is kind of one idea of the Atem project that's that I want to have there, and that how I'm building the tools. And this last point is we can't anticipate what the people are going to do with this stuff. It's just, as I said before, it's opening doors. It's kind of set of tools that is created to do anything you can do with it, whatever you can come up with. So the question is, where are we now? What are those tools that we created, and so on? And I did something smart on Monday. I recorded a YouTube video, which is kind of 10 minutes, heavy, hardcore, nerdy talk, and you can go there and watch it. I'm just going to give you the very short introduction into this. So our core technology is CPS, which looks and is inspired by CSS, and which needs at the same time a object model. So OMA is Object Model API. For Metapolator, we inherit from the Object Model API and make the Metapolator object model. And this one is the one that is created to make type design. So it knows glyphs, it has an idea what fonts are, and so on. And CPS works like, if you ever did CSS, it has rules, it has selectors, but it does not have fixed properties like background color or font face or whatever. Instead, it is pretty free. It lets you define any property you like. And for the value, we have a small programming language, which itself adds one really cool thing is you can reference the properties of other nodes, and that way create cool stuff like inheritance or pinning or whatever. So this is the Metapolator object model developer tool. I'm not showing everything of it, just a bit of it. This is basically the same font as we have seen in Metapolator, but these are the properties that are defined to change the weight and the width. So this is the same code running basically, and you can see it does the same strange stuff with the serifs. So what I'm doing here is fixing it, because we have a lot of we have access to all the CPS. Metapolator is much more high level. It is not designed to dig into that stuff. But here we can already like fix it. This is the referencing thing. What I did is happening here. So this is referencing the coordinate of this terminal stroke, the on point it is, and bam. So in CPS we have a lot more possibilities already than Metapolator has. For example, fixing this stuff. And now you can see how the point will always stay where the other point is, no matter what I do with the outline. And this is quite fun, and there are a lot of possibilities in this, like especially to create also other tools. The thing is with these object models is the object model knows how to render a glyph. It just does not know the values to put into the rendering, and it's asking CPS what is the coordinate of my glyph. And you can just not do fonts with it and do one example that we have. We talked with the Valentina project. They're doing fashion pattern editing software, also free software. And we could do a fashion pattern software with CPS, just do a fashion pattern object model. So what I'm going to do this year, this is the stuff I can finish this year. Project loading and saving, so that you can stop working the one day and then return the other day. Drag and drop for control points, because at the moment these control points that you've seen is just click on it and select it. Inspection widget, so that you have an idea what your object model actually looks like. Bauhaus Emblem font tool will be the first tool that has kind of the vision built in to teach people how to do this stuff. I'm going to show you a short thing of that yet, but it's not finished, so you have to wait probably until Christmas or so. I think I'll make it until Christmas. Then CPS UI, I'm going to show you that in a second as well. And the thing that I have shown you just now needs more features so that you can do the same stuff actually with it that Metapolator does, because in some situations Metapolator can do more than it. But that would be a good start, so that we can that I can better illustrate what this project is about. This is CPS your user interfaces thing. That's where it's going to this is another an important step in the way to the educational thing that I told you. So the idea is that you don't have to use these heavy code at the bottom. It will be probably, let's say, for a normal user who's facing your parametric design, it will be hidden, and your user will be just confronted with some sliders or whatever. This is, so in this case, a user interface, a vector is defined, and the vector is displayed in the glyph, and you can drag and drop it around. And actually, it changes also in the tool. I just missed it to point you at this. And this is again referencing other values. So the UI colon UI is the user interface that I defined, and it's a vector type. So now I can drag and drop this thing, and it's actually, this is not even interpolation. This is changing the glyph data live. This is the Bauhaus Emblem font tool. It kind of projects these glyphs along a circle and makes this nice. This, I don't know. When you know the Bauhaus Emblem, you know what I mean. If you know literate programming, this is the first take on that, so that we can make nice inline documentation for that. And this is also a CPS UI. You can see below in the scene thing UI how the value changes live. So this is the part that the user will see. You can change the width of the glyphs, and the part below will be hidden. And if you want to dig into it, you can kind of decollapse it and then see how it's made, and there will be this kind of documentation and whatever. And if you feel funny, you can start to change values in the CPS and see where it takes you. Yeah, so this thing will be kind of polished and has some history to this font. This was actually designed by Oskar Schlemmer for the Bauhaus Emblem. I don't know when. Will be all in the tool in the end, and the tool will have tutorials and stuff like that, so that people can get used to what CPS does and how it can be used. Exactly. So there's a longer term roadmap as well, which probably, so at the point where the Bauhaus Emblem tool, this roadmap, at this point where this roadmap is finished, I'm probably trying to get more attention for it and trying to make a Kickstarter or something out of it and see if I can finance working further on this stuff. And I think it will be better illustrated, so I think that there might be some chance to do this. Because actually I'm doing this in on my own time, and I'm paying for it myself, so I'm kind of working as a font engineer actually, and when I have enough money, I can just sit down and develop this stuff. So the question for me is how can I kind of get it financed, find people maybe who are interested in sponsoring or not. But this, so that's the reason why next year ? Because I don't know if I have just the time to finish it next year. Maybe it's in 3 years, I don't know. So the idea from then is to add for these developer tools, actually for everything that wants to use CPS, a shell where we can just drop the widgets in and where it's good documented how to use it, so that people can start building their own CPS-based tools, whatever it is. It may be a 3D tool, it may be, maybe we can do music with it, I don't know. If you can model it as a tree, you might have a good chance to do some interesting stuff with it. Then plugins. For the font stuff, I think plugins will be absolutely cool because the CPS stuff works like a glue. So if you have a new object and you throw it in, you can reference its values. You just have to care about how the new object renders itself. And because of CPS, it's pretty easy to write new objects. So for your font, if you need something special, like my example is always a serifs plugin. You would write your custom serifs or terminal plugin, throw it into the thing, and it should work pretty much out of the box, unless you need a special interface for it. Could be possible, but all this, we have these CPS UIs, and you can basically use onboard stuff to build your interfaces for it. Then I want to make a MOM editor, similar. Just at the moment we are importing from UFOs, and it's pretty tedious work to prepare these fonts, so we need an editor. Also, we need an editor to throw all these custom plugins into it and to change it. So this is a important thing to happen. And meta components, won't tell you what that is. It's kind of components on speed. Not going into details. After that, you can read yourself, I think. That's it. So I say that I'm probably able to make a pretty cool font editor for parametric design in 1 year with what I have right now. I don't know if it's true, but I also say I'm probably not able because I just can't afford it. So there are 2 questions left for you. And if you kind of like this stuff, you can come to me and talk to me. Like Foundries is, can you imagine, have you problems building big families? And can you imagine that this might be helping you? And for design studios, the question would be, can you imagine doing, let's say, a campaign tool that defines the visual appearance of a campaign, for example? It's all about like meta tooling. You build the tool, and the tool does the design for you. It's kind of the concept is not new, but it's going to be easier to make this stuff. So that's your questions. So if you find use for it, basically. And that was my talk. Thanks.
Thank you. Probably have time for one question. If anyone has a question. Okay, great, thank you.